Hare, thank you so much for joining. Today is a day 4. We are going to discuss Brahma Vimohana Leela, how Brahma got bewildered, and we'll discuss on overcoming illusion, Maya. Let us start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. Let us start our discussion. Agenda for today: recap of day 1, 2 and 3, and we'll see how creator is confused, Brahma is bewildered, and then knowing illusion and overcoming it. Day 1, we have discussed on killing Putana, how Krishna killed Putana, how to overcome duplicity, being fake. Day 2, we have discussed on how Krishna killed Agasura, how to overcome enviousness. Day 3, how Balaram killed Pralambasura, overcoming lust. That is yesterday. Today, we'll discuss on Brahma Vimohana Leela and overcoming illusion. Some lessons that we have learned from overcoming duplicity are getting knowledge, following the footsteps of noble souls, understanding that collecting things and consuming things will not make us happy, but connecting and contributing will make us happy. Not just by imitating someone you will get success or happiness in life, but understanding our abilities and doing our professional work will make us unique and will elevate us. Whatever you fake, you can't fulfill. You can't get fulfillment. Regarding enviousness, we have seen we should never compare. We should not have bad comparison with others. We should admire them. We get good comparison and get inspiration from them. That is possible when we understand the existence of Krishna's hand in every great person. We can never be happier than others, but we can be happy and accept ourselves, our position, our imperfection. And obviously, we should avoid getting more obsessed with social media, which fuels our anxiety, envy, comparison, being fake, all this bad. You should have more personal connection to our loved ones. Humility in the heart from connection of God grace makes us a true well-wisher of others. Real humility one develops when one connects with God's grace. Then we can overcome enviousness. Then we'll stop envying others, we'll start admiring them, getting inspiration from them. In the day 3, we have discussed a beautiful analogy of dirty tank, lusty intelligence. How do we clean a dirty tank? In 3 steps. The same analogy extends to explain how we can purify our lusty intelligence. The first step is to stop dirty water input to the tank, as to control our senses. The very first gross level, we need to control our senses so that we don't get triggered by external disturbances. The second step is to clean the dirty tank. You have to remove the dirty water in the tank. That is possible to purify our intelligence is possible with higher taste. Once we understand, once we develop higher taste in Krishna consciousness, in connecting with God, then we automatically give away the lower taste of bad habits, addictions. The third one is fill in good water. That is by developing spiritual intelligence. Understanding that we, as a spirit soul, is higher than all these levels, body, mind, and intelligence. Then we can control everything as well as overcome lust. Hare Krishna. The bhakti cure works for sure, for it connects us with all the pure. All pure is Sri Krishna, God, and by connecting with him, how do we connect with Krishna? By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by doing something to Krishna, by remembering Krishna. So in this way, we can clean our intelligence. We can develop spiritual intelligence. Hare Krishna. This is an overview of 3 days. Let us go for today's pastime, Brahma Vimohana Leela.
I welcome you all back with us on Gita for Youth once again. We are celebrating Sri Krishna Janmashtami by discussing about how Krishna killed each demon, how by surrender to Krishna we can eliminate the anarthas in our path. As I give welcome note every day and giving the same. Why we are discussing these all things? Because when the guest comes to house, we give a special place for him, a good place. So Krishna is going to appear. When Krishna is going to appear, we are going to welcome him to our hearts. Our heart is dirty now. So let us invite Krishna to our heart. Before that, let's clean our heart. So we were discussing about the demons and anarthas, unnecessary habits, unnecessary qualities. On first day, we discussed Putana. Putana represents duplicity. Second day, we discussed Aghasura. Aghasura represents. Third day, which was yesterday, we discussed Lambasura. That represents lusty. Yesterday, we also discussed these qualities, how it appears, how it affects, how to overcome all this. Let's see another anartha, unnecessary habit, unnecessary character, quality in our life. From the past time, Brahma Vimohan Leela. So Brahma is a personality who is called great grandfather of all the great grandfathers. He's called grandfather of everyone. He is the chief engineer who creates this cosmic manifestation. Many Brahmas are there for each Brahmanda. For each Brahmanda, there is one Brahma. For our Brahmanda, for Brahmanda where we are staying, this Brahma has 4 heads. This Brahma is called Chaturmukha Brahma. He has studied the 4 Vedas, his 4 heads, and is very, very expert in the Vedic knowledge. And Krishna, the Govinda, he has given the knowledge in the heart of Brahma. Tene Brahma Hudaya Adikavaye. But even though Krishna is the original Guru, is actually Krishna is a Guru for Brahma. Brahma says, Govindaman Purusham Tamaham Bhaja. Brahma knows who is the creator, that is Krishna. Brahma clearly knows this. Krishna is the creator. He says, I worship always the Krishna. Now, Tene Brahma Hudaya Adikavaye, but Muhinti, Surya, all these Devi Devatas, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, Chandra, everybody gets confused. Vimoha. Moha means moha, mohojana, illusion. Krishna covers their illusions. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samam. Krishna also says one more point. In this world, there are so many atheists. You know? In this world, we see so many atheists. These atheists are completely, they don't accept Krishna. They are completely disobedient to Krishna's laws, the universal laws. They break all these principles. So Krishna is basically Supreme Master, Supreme Lord. He's Adi Purusha, he's a Bhagavan. But even the demigods, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Shiva, Brahma, sometimes they get confused. Really? Is this small boy is Krishna? They get confused. Now Krishna, when he appeared, he is performing his pastimes as a child, small child. Brahma saw that one day. And he felt, oh, really? This small boy is a Krishna? Is this small boy is a Bhagavan? Whom I pray? Never be. Let me test. So Brahma wanted to test Krishna. So he kidnapped all the friends of Krishna and kept in the cave. But Krishna expanded himself into friends, calves, and cows. Brahma saw that. Wait, how come there are so many people? These people are as it is. I kidnapped them. No, why come? How come they are there here? So Krishna, Brahma understands. Oh, the same Krishna is Bhagavan. He comes to ask for forgiveness. That's how it is called Vimohana. Vimohana. First is Moha, then he got Vimohana. Just similarly like that, today we will discuss what is a Moha, illusion, and how to become Vimoha. How to overcome this Moha. Okay, let's go ahead with our session today. Hare Krishna. What is illusion or Maya? Illusion in Sanskrit word it is called Maya. Maya. In English it is called illusion. So let us discuss what is Maya, origin of Maya, types of Maya, how to overcome Maya. What is Maya? Let us see that. Srimad Bhagavatam, it explains very wonderfully the definition of Maya. Second canto Bhagavatam, 9th chapter, 34th shloka. Krishna explains this. What is Maya? Maya is that if you see anything without my connection is actually Maya. That's what Krishna says. It is a definition of illusion. It's actually perception. It is not something. Maya is always dangerous. Maya is servant of Krishna. Maya is servant of Krishna, devotee of Krishna. She is a Vaishnavi, Maya Devi. But our assumption, our conception of Maya is completely false. So can somebody read the translation of this Maya definition? Can somebody read that? Yeah, please read it.
So Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy. That reflection which appears to be in darkness.
So Krishna is telling to Brahma, oh Brahma, whatever you see in this world, if it is not connected, if you are not able to see that object without my connection, that is Maya. There is no reality. People are in Maya. We say, no? People, the whole world is in Maya. People are in Maya, illusion. Now, what it means is, people, they are not able to see the connection of Krishna in this material world. That is what Maya. I'm repeating again. When I say that you are in Maya, it means that you are not able to see the connection with Krishna for anything in this world. For example, money. So, money is good. It's not bad. Money is good. But when you don't see this money as Lakshmi in the service of Narayana, this Lakshmi, this money causes the moha, causes the illusion, causes the Maya. I'll give another example. You are able to, you have a food, eating food. So food is not bad, food is good. But when this food, when you are not able to see this food as a offering to Krishna, then that food is cause of Maya. That is a moha, that is sinful food. But when you offer the same food to Krishna, that comes as a prasadam, you can honor it very nicely. That's a wonderful thing. Same with the money. Money alone causes the distress. Money alone, Lakshmi, in Sanskrit it's called Lakshmi. But when you see this money as Lakshmi and it keeps in the service of Lord Narayana, give as a donation, then that is not Maya. Similarly, smartphone, similarly laptop, similarly this body also. This body also it is a connection with Krishna. Krishna's energy is working here. These Panchabhutas are working here. You see? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I hope you're able to hear my voice clearly. Hare Krishna. Is it audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So the point is, Maya is not something what you see, but Maya is something how you see. You understand this point carefully. Maya is not woman. Maya is not men. But how you see women, how you see men. Maya is not a movie. Movies. No. Maya is something, for what purpose you are seeing the movie? What is the movie all about? That is how we should see. Let us see some examples, please. Okay. So this is a statement from 7th chapter, 14th shloka. Maya is not just illusion in perception, it is essentially illusion in conception. Let us see, understand the perception is view. It is not that anything you see in the world is Maya, but what is your conception about that object is actually Maya. For example, I give example. Now, so there is, if you're able to see the first picture, formation of an inferior image. On sensual level, the perception exists. You know, perception means what you see with these eyes. Perception level, eyes. So in the night time, because I'm taking this example as a rope and snake. In the night time, when you see some rope, when you see something like that of a rope, and mistake that to be a snake, that is Maya, that is illusion. But actually, next day morning you saw that is just a rope, it's not a snake. So, snake is not Maya, rope is not Maya, but our misidentification is actually Maya. Our conception is Maya. Snake is also not Maya, rope is also not Maya. But our misunderstanding, mismatch is actually the conception, that is Maya. Let us see this first example. So you see the tree. When you see in the water body, you see the reflection of the tree. Now, your perception says that there is something called a tree in the water. But actually, there is no tree in the water. Tree is there on the bank of the water body. So our perception is actually Maya, illusion. Okay. There is something called an optical illusion. If you go through that optical illusion, you will understand so much. In the Western countries, they have this. On the roads, they paint. It is something like, big well, and there is some staircase. The person is you are climbing the stairs. You are going on a cycle in between the cave, in between the well. You are going on a cycle on the top of the well. So that is what actually our perception is actually illusion in perception. Okay. So this is on sensual level. These are some examples. Let's go ahead. Next. So on illusion level also there is some kind of, on the mental level also there is some kind of illusion. Now, when a person is walking, nowadays in the Kali Yuga, nowadays women, they are wearing dresses like men. Men, they are wearing like jeans pants and t-shirts. When they are walking, and a boy is seeing from backside, and he's seeing a big hairstyle, so much big lengthy hair, wearing loose cloth and walking. But by mistake, if he goes and sees in front, he has a mustache. The point is, even men are growing the big hair. Even the men are growing big hair. So the point there, men, it looks like a woman. Woman looks like a man. This is on sensual platform. On mental platform, you are having some thoughts, some conceptions which are not connected to Krishna. The notion that things exist independent of Krishna, that they have their own attractiveness separate from him, and that they can in and of themselves provide us happiness. This is Maya. I will explain it. You see, on a birthday function you went. So generally most of the people, they go for birthdays for what? Cake. They want to take the cake. So the person eagerly waiting for the cake. So they are making the cake. Along with the cake, the person is making a halwa, sweet halwa. Now they are preparing the halwa. We have a habit of taking cake, but they are preparing halwa also in the birthday party. So it is from the time he came, that time onwards, he heard that they are making a sweet halwa. I want to taste it. His expectation for the tasting the halwa increased very, very high level. But at the end of the day, when the halwa is made, they supply it to everyone in the place. The person who is waiting for this halwa, he kept in his mouth. He understood, instead of adding a sugar, they added a sand particles. So whatever the expectations he had to taste the sweet halwa, that became quite different. Quite different. On mental level, he was thinking constantly, wow, I will get that halwa, sweet halwa, I will have a sweet halwa. But towards the end of the day, he got the halwa, but not with the sweet, with the sand particles in it. Oh, Prashant Prabhu kept the cursor in the mouth of the person. You see that? Sorry. Illusion in the conception. We are thinking so much in the world. If I get married to this beautiful girl, if I have a sexual relationship with this beautiful girl, I will be happiest person. But actually, after 1 2 days, 1 2 times, it's done. There is no happiness. That becomes a big burden. The person is thinking, if I get into this college, once I get enter into college life, I will be wearing a pant shirt nicely, so many friends, so much joy, so much. But once he enters into college, labs, assignments, this, what not, so many things. Unfortunately, people, they never visited their college till now. They're here first year, second year, they completed the COVID class times. There are many students. There are so many students who never who never visited their college still now. But their first year, second year got over in the college, in the online classes. So the point is, this illusion also exists in the mental level. So what is illusion? Illusion on the mental level and sensual level without connecting to Krishna is actually Maya. Okay? Hare Krishna. Let us see some examples from the scriptures. See, Ravana, as he heard about Mother Sita, Ravan sees the Sita, but sees her completely without connection with Rama and thinks that she is meant for his enjoyment. Similarly, people nowadays, they are seeing money, sweeter than honey. People they are so much passionate about the money, but they are not able to see that money in the connection of Narayana, Lakshmi in the connection of Narayana. Similarly, this Ravana, he has seen the Sita, but he has not seen Sita as a consort of Lord Ramachandra. He has not seen Sita in the connection of Lord Rama. He just saw Sita for his own enjoyment. So similarly, in the world, people are thinking everything is meant for their own enjoyment. That's why they are facing the biggest problem in their life. Actually, we are not the enjoyers. Krishna is really enjoyer. Krishna is actually really enjoyer. We are not the enjoyers. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. I am the Bhokta, I am the real enjoyer, Krishna says.
Haribol Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Krishna says, I am the real enjoyer. So Ravan, he saw the Sita and he was thinking, oh, Sita is my enjoyer. Let me trap her, let me kidnap her. He did that. But if he would have seen, oh, she is the wife of someone else, why? She's already enjoyed by Lord Rama. Why I should be tasted? No. He has not seen that connection with Lord Rama. Similarly, in our life, if we if you miss seeing the connection with Lord, this world around us, the water, air, the earth, sky, stars, moon, sun, everything in the world, we should see in the connection of Krishna. Okay? Hare Krishna. This is how we should see what is Maya. We have discussed what is Maya. Next. So now Sita is not Maya. Try to understand. Ravana's perception is Maya. He has not seen the connection with Lord Ramachandra. That is Maya. There is nothing. Maya is not in objects. Maya is there in our perception. On sensual platform, mental platform. So now let's see what is origin of Maya. Yesterday we were seeing the origin of lust. So let us see today origin of Maya. So next, Krishna says this in the book. Krishna's energy only Maya also. Lust also, love came from Krishna, but when it came in touch with the material contact, that love turned into lust, especially the mode of passion. So Jiva, when it came in the touch of the mode of passion, he got into lust. Now Maya is also similarly like that. It is a Krishna's energy. See in this shloka how Krishna refers to Maya. Kesha gunamai mama maya durachaya maye vaye papadyante mayam yetam parantite. See how respectfully Krishna is calling the Maya Devi. So respect, because Maya Devi is a Vaishnavi. This is Daivi. Oh, this is Daivi. Very, very amazing. Glorified. Daivi, Shesha, Gunamayi. These three modes of material nature is combined. This Maya Devi is combined with the three modes of material nature. Mama Maya, Krishna says, Mama Maya, it's my energy. If I say, oh, this is my laptop, this is my mobile, oh, this is my watch, I can say that. Yes, I can say that. Similarly, Krishna is so confidently, so lovingly, so clearly he's telling this point. Oh, Mama Maya, this Maya is my energy. Krishna is very lovingly is referring this Maya. Origin of Maya is Krishna. But Krishna says Duratya. To cross over this Maya is Duratya. Very, 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 very difficult. But there is one way how to cross over this Maya is Mame Vaya Padyamte Mayam Yetam Saranti. By surrendering to Krishna, one can conquer the Maya. Can somebody read the translation of this sloka? Quickly.
Prabhuji, can I read?
Yes.
This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three moods of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who are surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
Yes. So that is a Maya origin. Origin of Maya is Krishna. Next. Now, see, very technically, Krishna gives us free will. On the Independence Day, we were discussing this. We have a free will. On Independence Day, we were discussing. We have some independence. We are not completely independent. We have independence. Krishna gave us a free will. If we use our free will in a proper way, in the best way, according to the scriptures and Guru's guidance, then we will be under Yoga Maya. There are two types of Mayas, so we will be under Yoga Maya. But if we misuse our free will, we will be under Mahamaya. Okay. Maya is one, but this Maya works in different way for Krishna devotees, for Krishna's non-devotees. Everybody is a servant of Krishna. Everybody has to be under someone. So if we are not taking shelter of Krishna by our free will, then we will be in Mahamaya. But when we take shelter of Krishna and use our free will properly, then we'll be under Yoga. Okay? There are two types of Maya. Mahamaya, Yoga. Mahamaya is taking care of this material world. Durga, Mahamaya is Durga. Yoga Maya is actually now. Yoga Maya is actually Srimad Radharani, Vrindavaneshwari. But Yoga Maya. Let's go next. So Maya Devi is a Vaishnavi, Jagan Mohini. They develop a devotee whose duty is to test people by exposing them into illusion. So Brahma got into illusion. There is a task of Yoga Maya to teach all of us. But when we get illusion, that is Mahamaya task. Okay, remember this point. Brahma got bewildered by Yoga Maya. We will get bewildered by Mahamaya. So why Mahamaya is testing like this? See, you see Durga Devi, she has a Trishul. Trishul means she will always be giving a torturing the people here. Yes. She will be torturing these people here. These people, they don't come to Krishna. They don't come to Krishna. Why? Because they are completely rascals. They became rascals. They don't want to hear parents' words. So what mother does, she will chastise, she will beat, she will speak ill words to the son, and she will tell the boy, hey, you hear father's words? If once the Jiva hears the father's words, Krishna's words, then Mahamaya will be okay. Then we come under Yoga Maya. So Mahamaya is Maya Devi, Vaishnavi, Jagan Mohini. Our duty, our service is to bring the conditioned souls to Krishna by torturing them. Yes. So there are an additional note for all of you. Krishna loves us, that's why he engages Mahamaya, Jagan Mohini, in the service of Krishna to bring the conditioned souls to Krishna. Okay. Let's go for next. So now let us see overcoming Maya. This is the last concept. Here very carefully. Maybe Hesha Kunamai, Mamaya, same sloka once again. So by surrendering to Krishna, one can easily cross over Maya. Now you see, Brahma, he got confused. He was in illusion. He was in Maya. Now when he understood, Krishna expanded himself into many covered boys, cows. Then he understood, oh, this Krishna is not ordinary boy. He went and surrendered to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, I have done a mistake. You are Supreme Lord. I am your servant. So he started praying, started offering obeisances, started rendering his offerings, prayers. So only by surrender to Krishna we can overcome. Initially, Brahma was in Moha, but when he surrendered to Krishna, he became Vimoha. He came out of the Moha Maya. Similarly, we in our life also, when we surrender to Krishna, then we can overcome the Maya. Otherwise, Maya is there in our conception, on sensual platform and on mental platform. Hare Krishna. So, Lord is understood only by devotion. In the last point, you must have heard Krishna is telling to Brahma, because Brahma wanted to test Krishna with his intelligence, with his Shakti, with his capability. But Krishna says, no, you can never understand me, my glories. You may be seeing me as a small boy and mistaken me as a wall ball. But I am the Supreme Lord. I am only understood by the devotees, devotion. Satya Jnanam Anantananda Matrika Rasamurtaya Aspushtabhudi Mahatmya Apihi Upanishad Visham. Can somebody do the translation quickly? Yes. Can somebody do the translation down?
Guruji, can I read?
Yes, Bharita, you can only read.
The Vishnu Murtis all had eternal, unlimited forms, full of knowledge and bliss and existing beyond the influence of time. Their great glory was not even to be touched by the jnanis engaged in studying the Upanishads.
So, only Krishna can be understood only by devotion. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, "Oh Arjuna, bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam etaduttamam." I'm giving you the secret knowledge to you because you are my bhakta, you are my sakha. Bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam etaduttamam. I'm telling you the secret of secrets to you. So why? Because you are my dear friend and devotee. Another place Krishna says, Bhaktyamam abhijana. Only by devotional service, only by bhakti one can understand Krishna. Brahma tried with his all the capacities, but he could not understand. He surrendered to Krishna. Hare Krishna. So points to be noted about Maya. Can somebody read this? One person, not other than Valka. Ranjita Mother, can you read this about Maya? Some points here. Can you read that?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, let Hare Krishna Prabhu read it. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please read these all points. Hari Hari. Okay, Prashant.
Points to note about Maya. Not seeing the connection between Jiva or Jagat with Jagadish is Maya. Maya is not illusion, it is illusory energy. She is divine and not demoniac because the purpose of Maya's existence is divine. Maya is not just illusion in perception, but essentially illusion in conception. Krishna is the origin of Maya. Purpose of intelligence is not just to overcome or cross over Maya, but to surrender to Krishna, which will eventually help us to overcome Maya.
Yes, thank you, Prashant. Great. So these are some notes towards the end of the session. You can carry with you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll meet with another lesson to discuss. Hare Krishna. Sri Krishna Janmashtami Mahamahotsav ki jai. Samaveta Gaurava Bhaktavinda ki jai. Kari Om Premanande. Thank you very much.